Hello, hello, hello there, everyone. It's Alex here with Lucksack Games, here to bring you the Legacy Challenge. This is September 29th, and we're about to try and see how well we can do with a mono-green land stack. 5 seconds to go, and we should get paired with our first opponent. Kind of excited. Exactly 100 players is kind of neat, too, so 100-player Legacy Challenge. Let's go. Won the die roll. Would we like to play first? We would. We are a Chalice of the Void deck. Speaking of which, alright, we're going to go ahead and keep this. I think I like Chalice of the Void on 1 into turn 2 Karn. Alright, so Ancient Tomb, Chalice of the Void. We could pay for days, but we know there's no days over there. Chalice X equals 1, opponent's gonna force. And it's their turn. Find what kind of deck they're on. Bloodstring Crack. If we see a Ponder here. Yep. I'm pretty big on just slamming this Karn onto the table. I lied. So the line we're going to take here, definitely going to take here. So the line we're going to take looks even better now. We're going to cast a Sylvan Scrying. We're going to go get Thespian Sage and go cast another Chalice of the Void on 1. This turns off Swords to Plowshares out of our opponent, as well as most of their cantrips. Next turn we'll just play Dark Depths and hope to combo them. Depths pass. It's fetching. We beat Council's Judgment as long as we don't instant speed this. Back to basics. I mean, that's fine. I will make a 20/20 in response. Good to know about your back to basics, though, opponent. Thank you for letting me know. Begin sideboarding. Okay, so we're going to bring in this Krosan Grip because opponent's a back to basics deck. I also don't hate cutting some Living Wishes and just bring in the Dark Depths and Thespian Stage. Because against them, they're very likely to have more counter spells. Alright. Our cut is going to probably this crop rotation. Crop rotation is really bad against counter spells, and believe it or not, they have counter spells in spades. Literally. King, ace, jack, queen, 10, king, all spades. All spades. Alright, so we got the first game. It's a good start. They chose to be on the play. Probably a good call. Alright, we're going to keep this hand and hope that they don't have Force of Will. Bunch on mulligan to 5. So we're going to start on the crop rotation. If they force it, we will be very sad, but we're going to crop rotation and go grab Ancient Tomb. Huh. Yeah, I still think we just take that line. If they want to counter this, then that's fine. Alright, they're going to save the counter for the Chalice, which I'm pretty sure they expect to be coming. Yep. Brainstorms in response. Oh, they don't have the force already. They're trying to find it. See if they did. Alright, We got Chalice down, that's pretty good. We might have Disenchant here. Pretty good chance the opponent's going to back to base success here. So we're going to get a Snow-Covered Forest. And we're going to cast Sylvan Scrying. Going to go ahead and get Dark Depths. Pass turn to our opponent. Alright, so the good thing about Life from the Loam is we do have a repeated source of cards. So opponent's probably going to slam their back to basics, and then it's their hate piece versus our hate piece. But did not slam it back to basics. Okay. Second Thespian stage is a little bit less than amazing there. So we're going to go ahead and try and play out this Karn the Great Creator. Almost certainly it's going to be countered. It somehow resolved. So let's go ahead and go grab Liquimetal Coating. Actually, yes. Yeah, that seems fun. And the next turn we'll just put our combo into play regardless. Mentor, okay. We are only at 13. Mentor does have a pretty hard time killing from 13. Especially since we're not actually going to cast a spell here. We're going to play this. We're going to take up here. And then we're going to pass the turn, I think. Yeah. So, unless they have an Echoing Truth, I think we have it here. Find out what they have. Chalice will counter all their cantrips, even though they'll still trigger prowess. And we got the match. Alright. So we won round 1 in about 7 minutes. Was not expecting that. So what I'll probably do for the first time in a while is I'll probably make this its own playlist and just do the games individually, especially if they all go that fast. Because we were the first match to finish, and I don't want us to wind up in a position where we're watching 50 minutes of static. So thanks so much for watching the first match. I'll see you when the second one fires. Alright. I'm excited. Let's see what we got for round 2 with our mono green lands deck. Our opponent is Maddie. Alright, so let's look at this hand. We have Wasteland Life from the Loam, which is pretty good. Living Wish for half the combo. No Chalice of the Void's a little unfortunate. I think this is a keep. Okay. Crop rotation, huh? That's pretty good. There's drawing crop rotation. Let's see. In crop rotation means we can go for a 3-turn. Opponent's probably on Rug Delver, which is not great for us. Means that we definitely would have preferred a Chalice of the Void hand. Play around Daze and go for it. Okay, crop rotate. Alright, I think we're just on Force Go. Opponent likely casting a Run in 6 here. Opponent's likely on Show and Tell. Likely on show and tell. Alright, well, they likely have a counter for this, that means. Not counter it. Okay. We get a Thespian stage. Play Ancient Tomb. Cast Living Wish. We're playing around Spell Pierce here. Not playing around Force, obviously. Opponent's reading Living Wish, understandably. So, going to brainstorm a response here, not too surprising. Probably looking for Force of Will. Wishes are generally very scary. A little bit of a shame that we're trying to play around in Spell Pierce, because if we could have played out Wasteland and Wastelanded them, that would have been pretty good. Yes. We will grab Dark Depths. That'll be our turn. See if opponent has show and tell. Looks like it. So opponent's gonna cast show and tell here. We're hoping they put in Gristlebrand and we'll put in... Oh, no. They are Jeskai Mentor. Alright. Sure. So we're gonna play Dark Depths and pass. See what the opponent has. Ponder. Chooses not to shuffle is scary. Alright. So I have a feeling we're about to gain 20 life. I think that's still fine though. Keep the one with no ice counters. 2020. Get it swords. Yep. Go to 38. Draw. Thespian Sage is a very reasonable draw there. So we're gonna fetch. Get a forest. Cast life in the Loam. Targeting Dark Depths, Windswept Heath, Thespian Stage. Have one floating. Not that it matters. And then we'll pass the turn. We draw another Living Wish. We will likely Living Wish for Azusa. And that should be able to run our opponent over. Alright, draws a card. Plays Mentor. Mentor's terrifying. Mentor plus a cantrip. Unfortunately, they will get to look at quite a few cards, so we are hoping they don't get to find another swords. So considering they chose not to shuffle, they very likely found another swords. We're just going to take draw steps. We don't need life from the Loam. Ha ha ha, and there's a Karn. Alright, so... play Thespian Stage and try and resolve a Karn this turn. Curious if the opponent will Force of Will this. I'm sure is very... yeah, they will. That's... the most unfortunate part about that is it makes them another monk. But I think that's fine. We'll probably just draw another card with their Teferi here if they don't already have a way to kill the Dark Depths token. Jace is a way to try and kill the Dark Depths token, that's for sure. Alright, so this is a hit for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to push to 25. I believe if they don't have another swords that we get there. Do you believe that? Nope, we're just going to draw. And we're going to pass the turn. So, Monastery Mentor developing early is a little unfortunate for us. If they just had the Planeswalkers, we can continually slam Dark Depths. Eventually, they go counter into counter into counter and then just kill us. As much as I'd love to auto-yield, if a Council's Judgment gets to resolve, that would be very bad for us, so we don't get to auto-yield. There's not to shuffle. That's not good for us. Teferi also is an answer to Chalice of the Void, which is kind of interesting. I still think we keep Chalices in, obviously, as take Peter opponent's graveyard and see a lot of 1-pips, including the swords. If the opponent is not actually threatening lethal with the Mentor, we don't care enough to actually try and block it. Back to basics, that's fine. We don't care about that. By having double white here almost certainly says that they either have Unexpectedly Absent or Swords to Plowshares. So 4, 7, 10, 13, half our life total, no big deal. Alright, well, we don't have an option, so we're going to go for it. And if they have an answer, we're very likely dead. Probably safe to just concede. Yep, other swords. Feeling like it's pretty safe to concede at this point, even though we're at 31. I guess they could have run out of gas, so... So we're going to fetch a basic here. We're going to pass through the turn. Over the course of the next 2 turns, if the opponent somehow doesn't assemble the way to kill us, which would be shocking with a Jace and a Teferi in play, then we do get to make another 20/20. So they have 6 monks, so every spell does 7 damage to us, plus the actual 8 damage that they can attack for every turn. So 1 spell is half our life total. Seems good. Yeah, we need 2 turns, and I just don't believe we're going to get 2 turns. So that was well played by the opponent. Let's see here. Going to bring in K-Grip. And take out a crop rotation. And I think we're good. Having Teferi is kind of amazing for them, because this plan's much less effective. Also, they can bounce Mox Diamond. That's kind of cute. So, opponent appears to be on just mostly traditional miracles, since they don't. But they could be on Jeskai Mentor, but it seems more like miracles to me. We would like to play first. Have a Chalice of the Void and a quick combo, please. Thanks. Cool trick you don't often see is if we draw a green source, we can go play the green source, float off the City of Traitors, crop rotation the City of Traitors in response to its own trigger. Let's go ahead and Chalice of the Void on 1, and then pass the turn. It does shut off crop rotation, but I think that that's fine. Greenland. Alright. Yeah, we just play Karakas here, and pass turn. They might already have Teferi. We'd really like to draw a green source, though. Green source? Yeah. So that's Sylvan Scrying for Ancient Tomb now. Boink. And we'll pass the turn. It's probably playing Mentor this turn. Teferi. Alright, well, that's gonna... Teferi, and then I don't care about Chalice on 1. Interesting. Okay. Well, here's a Karn the Great Creator. But it has to have Force of Will. It's the only way they don't care. Yeah, there it is. Yep. Pretty much new Chalice is going to get bounced there. We have the option of redeploying it, but I don't know if we're going to take that line. Without Thespian Stage, we will redeploy the Chalice. Opponent correctly getting in all their 1-drops while they can. Unfortunate news for them, is so will we. We're going to start with crop rotation. And if they counter it, we're going to play a Chalice of the Void. Alright. Thespian Stage. And we're going to go ahead and play, I think Chalice for 1 is still correct. Yep. In which case we probably should have Wastelanded them. Alright, so this will take up to 3. Yep. Going to Wasteland them. Point, take away your land. Sure. We're going to move to the next phase, opponent. Destroy target artifact. That's fine. Cast this card now. Probably have 1-drop to stop it. Oh, they have Forcible to stop it. They have Unforceable to stop it. Force of Negation. Alright, yeah. Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will is definitely the better line there. We definitely played a little scared here. The unfortunate part about playing scared is next turn I think we're pretty much committed to taking the line. Yep. So we will have to make a 20/20 this turn. They get all their cantrips unlocked plus a Teferi downtick. Probably on Astrolabe to make it draw 2. Just ticking up the Teferi. Strong. I mean, we are gonna do it. This one. Give me my 20 life, opponent. Draw. Sylvan Scrying. Alright, opponent's pausing at every possible because they're going to kill this token, almost certainly. Yep. Grab the white source. And swords. Or Council's Judgment. We already mentioned that as well. Line here is a little weird, but I think it's correct. Yep. Two Dark Depths, two Thespian Stages. We'll never be able to melt them off in time. Coin flip. Thespian Sage produces mana. So if we draw Karn next turn, we can play it. Also, technically, we can make our Thespian Stage back to basics proof if we want. They chose not to return the Astrolabe, which is a little bit interesting. Guess they wanted to have all 5 mana out for Force of Will. Dark Depths would be a great draw here, so with Life from the Loam. Okay. That's not getting better in my hand, so I think we're just gonna cast this dude. Yep. The Mentor. Yep. Well, that's bad. I was gonna say, we need a Karn for them not to have counter magic. For them to just burn a Swords to Plowshares there, they have to have another one. We didn't draw what we needed to draw there. Good chance we just die this turn. Well played by the opponent. We're representing crop rotation for lethal right now, so that they are playing it slow. We are going to keep fetching to thin since we don't have any brainstorm type effects. And it does not currently affect the clock. Okay. X equals 1. They're just going to bounce it with the Teferi. Okay, that's fine. It's a little unfortunate that doesn't kill the Teferi. Oh, they have Disenchant. Second Council's Judgment. Sure. I vote for the same thing you vote for. Multiple instant speed Council's Judgments are pretty good. Alright, so if they can't kill us this turn, I'd be shocked. Yeah, they're going to recast the Astrolabe. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then they just have lethal on the swing next turn. We can create a blocker now, though. So, oh, we're dead. Ponder kills us. Well played, opponent. Alright. Let's see what we can do. We're currently 1-1. We won round 1 against Jeskai Mentor and lost round 2 against Jeskai Mentor. Difference is our round 2 opponent appeared to have a Teferi, which was able to remove our Chalice. And then they cast like 5 1-drops. and a bunch of Council's Judgments. It was a really rough game, honestly. So let's see what we can do here in round 3. We will be on the play. This hand is unkeepable. Unkeepable. Alright, this is fine. Ditch one of these. Ditch Wooded Foothills. Done. Play Mox Diamond. Ditch this. Play this. Hope to draw a double land. We have quite a few good draws still. Still looking at a couple lines to a turn 3 combo. See what the opponent's on. Also appears to be on lands. Okay. Okay. Well. What's a Karn this turn? Let's go ahead and do that. Right? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Crop rotation targeting Wasteland. Alright, now we want to draw Dark Depths off the top. Daze? Probably Daze. It's likely Rug Delver off Wooded Foothills, but it might be the Mirror. Alright, let's go ahead and go grab a card. Yep. Liquimetal Coating seems like a really good one to me. So this is a turn 2 Karn the Great Creator. Grab Liquimetal Coating. See what the opponent's got. Alright, did not crack the Wooded Foothills. Alright, so the opponent is the Wrenn and 6 deck. Probably has Spell Snare for this. Haha. Makes Chalice to the Void an absolutely insane draw, so let's go ahead and Chalice for 1. And then we'll Liquimetal Coating. Let's see if they have Daze. They do not. Alright, let's take away one of their lands. Alright, now I'm curious, because now they're fetching. They're going to bolt the Karn in response. And they can't bolt it. They're going to Abrupt Decay the Karn in response. Okay, that's fine. Snapplecaster Mate. Okay. All in all, that seems like a pretty good outcome for us. Like, even though this thing can start attacking Karn, their lands are a little bit stressed at the moment, to say the least. Wrenn and 6 seems pretty good. So we're going to grab the Wooded Foothills, obviously, so that we can't cut them off of the color. Deals 1 damage to the Karn. They just want to get this Karn off the board. Seems pretty reasonable. Are we okay trading Karn for Wrenn and 6? Yeah, because otherwise Stone Radium doesn't do very much anyway, so let's go ahead and smack Wrenn and 6 with Liquimetal Coating. Alright. We're about to lose Karn, so let's hope to draw in something good. Additional Karns will still be fine, because we still get to keep Liquimetal Coating. Good play of the opponent to flash on the Snapplecaster there. Yep. Wasteland. That's a good draw. And they have another Renin 6. That's rough. Curious if they're Wasteland now. They do not. Karn. Karn's a great draw right now. It's a shame we don't have a basic in play. If there's a basic anywhere in play, we could copy it. So, draw. That's a blank currently. Alright, so opponent kind of turned the corner here. Card we currently like to draw would be... Yeah, they're going to take away another land from us. So a 4-color control pile. Would you like to destroy our Ancient Tomb, opponent? Okay. Draw a card is a Living Wish. Cannot currently cast that spell. I don't think we can beat our opponent's current board. Unfortunate. We did have to mulligan a little bit low, but I feel like we had a pretty good line there. If I grabbed Ensnaring Bridge, would this game have been different? Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to put the Chalice on one first. Karn's a bit of a rough draw there because we'll never actually be able to put it into play. So the sequence of draws in which a Karn gets put into play here involve an opponent doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, if they were going to crop rotate there, that would have been very good for us. I mean, as good as it could be while they still have a Renin 6. Unfortunately, they also got to see like all of our secrets before we began even playing. So, force there, A does not get destroyed by Wasteland, and B does not, we're going to cast this Living Wish. Resolves. Looks like it's going to. They shouldn't care what land we're going to grab because they have Bottomless Wastelands. Opponent is still going to respond. Blowing up Chalice. Drown in the Lock. Let's hold on the new cards. Let's see. I have to draw City of Traitors to be able to cast this card. And then we lose City of Traitors. Target spell, yeah. So you can counter any 7-drop or less. And they have Wasteland to beat our other combo. Yeah, I think this is game. Well played by our opponent. So, let's begin sideboarding. Down in the Lock, huh? That's pretty good. We have a lot of creatures, which is kind of awkward to pressure Karn. Like, we had a very fast Karn there, and on the play, and still wasn't quite enough. I think that looks good. Bring in one of our wish targets, cut our Living Wish. Renin 6 demonstrating why it's a $100 card online. Because it is very good. our opponent being able to Wasteland lock us was definitely relevant. So let's see if we can put a turn 1 Karn into play. That is almost certainly a Force of Will deck. Curious if they'll be cutting some of their 1-drops since they know about our Chalice of the Voids. But it seems as though they've replaced a lot of their 1-drops with 2-drops. Drown in the Lock. So, mental note, might want to put a Chalice on 2. Also comes down to, do we think that the Chalice removal is 1 mana or 2? Probably not 1, right? Yep. Okay. Well, this hand is pretty good. So let's see what we can do. So we're going to try and slam Azusa. There's a good chance Azusa gets countered. We'll start with Mox Diamond, see if they want to counter that. Nope. Go ahead and play Azusa out then. Do you want to counter Azusa? Not. Alright, let's play Force and then we'll pass the turn. Here we draw. Alright, so we're going to Sylvan Scrying for both pieces of the combo here now. Got Thespian stage first. Sylvan Scrying, and then we'll go grab Dark Depths. Good chance opponent counters this one. Nope. Okay. Combos in play, opponent. Very likely they have Wasteland. If they do, we actually, well, they have Snap, well, they don't have Snapcaster Mage. Alright. So if opponent has the Wasteland, we get to Karn for Crucible. That's fine. Draw. Karn the Great Creator. Hopefully resolves. Didn't want to see that Force of Will. That's unfortunate. Alright, we're still going to chunk in for the 1. And we have a lot of good draws currently. Anything that searches a land puts a Thespian stage into play. Here's opponent's going to try and cast a Ponder to find their next land drop. Nope, looks like they're putting Run in 6 into play and bringing back Wasteland. Alright. Nope, Baleful Strix. Alright, that's marginally better. That also stops our attacking with this 1 too. That was a great draw. So we're going to Life from the Loam, targeting these 2. Opponent has Force, we're going to do it again next turn. Opponent has Force. Okay, that's fine. Probably shouldn't have tapped the Ancient Tomb there. I was getting a little ahead of myself. Should have definitely tapped Mox Diamond. So, we'll be dredging this next turn and taking another swing at it. Opponent has Thoughtseize. They will take away our Mox Diamond. They were clear to swing this turn. It's next turn that they're not clear to swing. Life from the Loam. Life from the Loam has 3 targets now. Be a little bit smarter about how we tap so we don't take free damage for our opponent. And we got it. Okay. Okay. For game 3. We won't change anything. Azusa was very good there. No, I think we're happy with how we were. I think Life in the Loam is fine recursion, and we don't need Ramunap Excavator, and if we do, it's a fine wish target. Curious if the opponent had a million ways to remove a Chalice that we just didn't have that draw. Well then. This hand's a turn 3 combo with no Wasteland, with some resiliency. So let's see what we got. So we'll start with Mox Diamond. Pitching Wooded Foothills. Play Thespian Sage, cast Life from the Loam. Get this engine going. And it's the opponent's turn. So next turn, unfortunately this is an Ancient Tomb at City of Traitors. We do have to play the Dark Depths second. If we draw another Mox Diamond, we play the Dark Depths and immediately make a 20/20. So let's see how that goes. Strixie boy. Seems good. Draw. I'm going to dredge this turn, so if we draw another diamond, we don't. Don't know. Yeah, we have a number of draws in our deck. That's not one of them, but that's fine. We play Dark Depths this turn, and then we pass the turn. And next turn, we just try and make a 20/20. They do have the Wasteland, so that's fine. We will be dredging Life from the Loam now. So we're going to get multiple instances of our combo going. Yep. We would absolutely love to dredge this Life. Ghost Quarter, Sylvan Scrying, Chalice of the Void. Okay. So I say if they start trying to take away our lands, we take away some of theirs. It's only fair. Fine. Do they want to cast a Brainstorm here? Nope. Okay. Fine if the opponent wants to Wasteland or Thespian Sage here. If they do, we do have multiple mana producing lands in hand, which is good news for us. I also wouldn't mind putting them back to one land, and Thespian Stage is the one we already have in hand, so all of that's pretty good for us. The Wasteland Dark Depths, it's a little bit worse, but not majorly since we already have Life from the Loam. The opponent's considering the line of Wastelanding a Thespian Stage, but ultimately decides against it. Alright, let's Life from the Loam back these two then, and maybe they'll end a turn, Ghost Quarter, or Wasteland. Nope, definitely feel like they need the mana, which is totally reasonable. We want to draw an Azusa this turn, would let us combo off through this Wasteland. So we don't need this turn. We got it anyways. I say we just keep taking away their mana producing lands. They can hold up this Wasteland as long as they want. As long as they don't have a Wrenn in 6, we're still feeling pretty good about things. Alright, well, we're going to try and pass. If opponent goes for the Wasteland line this turn. Definitely not. Alright, we're going to Life from the Loam back this Wasteland. Pass the turn to them. I'll fetch lands. Life in the Loam. Let's see if we dredge what. Yeah, we would have drawn Elvish Spirit Guide. That would have been exactly what we need to combo with the opponent without the opponent being able to do anything. There's no legal targets currently. We Wasteland their Wasteland. That ends poorly. I say we play Ghost Quarter and pass. Now, as long as they didn't draw another Wasteland, we should be clear to combo. See what they've got. They should attack for 1 here. Because they have the Wasteland. That's fine. So we'll just go to our turn. Dredge Life in the Loam. Milling all spells again. Okay, so now we play Wasteland. Wasteland that. They now have to Wasteland us in response. They can Jace the token, but interesting. I mean, nothing we can do about it, but we have to go for it. We'll keep this one. Make our 20/20. All of the land destruction stuff will resolve. And then we'll pass the turn. So opponent having 3 uncracked fetches is a little rough for us. We wanted to wear down their mana a little bit more than that. Yep. Opponent gonna get a lot of looks at dismantling this, but I think we played this in the best possible way in order to give us the best possible shot at winning this game. This game's not anywhere near over yet. We have Life in the Loam for days still. I don't mean that we're gonna get days. Azusa would be an amazing draw. So we could play the Azusa. Oh, here's Jace. That's real bad for us. Real bad for us. Yep. Well, we're gonna have to make 3 tokens in order to win the game. We can make it a combo in 2 turns, so Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, Ghost Quarter, cancel. Wasteland, Dark Depths, Thespian Stage. If the opponent forces this, they do. Interesting, okay. Next turn we get to cast it again. So it is us against a Jace. Jace is quite a powerhouse, obviously. Ooh, and a Wasteland. Spellbomb's also not wonderful. Oh no. Well, now they can Wasteland us and Spellbomb us. Yeah, that's real bad for us. Now we just have to naturally draw in some combo cards. Let's see what we can do. Alright, let's start by taking away their 1-drops. Jace can draw a couple more dead cards, that helps. Then we're going to cast this Life in the Loam, likely after fetching, and then target the fetch. and see if we can dredge into the combo again. Our ideal draw step is an Azusa, Lost but Seeking. Again, Azusa's just been so good every draw step. Oh no, that's real bad for us. That returned Wasteland, right? Oh no, it returned Polluted Delta? No, what card could? What card are they holding up now? Obviously something, because they could have grabbed a Wasteland there. Mox Diamond? Mox Diamond okay? Go ahead and pitch City of Traitors. Wooded Foothills. Fetch. No covered forest. Your turn. We ain't Karn. I'm pretty sure we can't beat Ren in 6 without Karn. Good news is if we rip Karn off the top, so we won't be able to dredge. I believe 2 of our Karns are already gone. At least 1. Only 1. Sweet. If we draw into Karn, we do get to immediately play a Sorcerous Spyglass. On Ren no. On Wasteland. And then we continue to try and go into the combo. Alternatively, yeah, I'm pretty sure opponent has a million pieces of interaction, so going for Lattice probably is not the play. We're gonna play it and then we're gonna pass the turn. Currently not too scared of the opponent's graveyard if they ultimate this Ren. Not returning Wasteland is so weird to me. It's not like we have Surgical. We have a Chalice on one. So, several reasons why we wouldn't have a Surgical. We have 8 cards in hand. We have almost certainly lost this game, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. Not this turn. Now if we draw into Karn, we get to Karn plus Lattice in the same turn. All we have to have is the opponent with 8 cards in hand, plus a Sylvan Library to have no interaction. And for us to draw a Karn. And there's no way opponent's just forgetting that Wasteland's in there. They finally went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. They should Wasteland us. A Strix to draw another card, not amazing for us. Living Wish for Azusa even. I think we've hit the point where Living Wish for Azusa is no longer good. Karn, the Great Creator, I believe, is the only card in our deck that currently matters. It's a little unfortunate they play a second Strix, because while Karn beats single Strix, because he can just tick up every turn, Karn does not beat double Strix. So opponent does have a lot of 1-drops in hand, so... Karn, that is a Dark Depths. Curious if the opponent will Wasteland it. I see no reason to sandbag it. Except, I guess, drawing Azusa, but... Snapcaster Mage. That cuts off our line of drawing the Karn. So I believe we are now locked out of the game. That's really well played by the opponent. 4, 5, 6 power. I don't see a line in which I win this game. But since the game's going to be over next turn, let's go ahead and play it out. Let's see. Yep. Also, one definitely turning off a number of our opponent's cards, unfortunately, not in a timely fashion. Let's see. Ultimate the Renin 6. They currently only have 1-drops and a Force of Will. The Force of Will, though, in their graveyard means that we literally cannot win the game. Alright, well played, opponent. Let's see how we do this next round. I'm excited. Let's see what we play against next. Alright. We lost the die roll. Helvetii. Rolled a 1. Alright, that's pretty bad. Chalice of the Void on 1 and Thespian Stage Dark Depths is pretty good, though, with Life from the Loam. This looks like a keep to me. And Island Ponder. Okay. So we are going to discard the snow-covered forest when we try and chalice them. And if we're lucky enough to draw an Ancient Tomb, we get to go a turn earlier. Nope. Guard this one, play this one, and cast Chalice of the Void on 1. Probably not what the opponent's expecting. Probably gonna get countered, maybe by a Daze, maybe by a Force. Maybe it'll resolve. Nope, there's the Force. Force, pitching, Spell Pierce. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. I think there's show and tell, and we already have the 4th land, so I'm just gonna play Ghost Quarter out here and pass the turn. If my opponent casts show and tell, we will put in Dark Depths. I only think it's show and tell because of the basic island. It could be Is It Delver, it could be a number of decks still. Accumulated Knowledge. Oh, looks like they're miracles with their worst land draw. Okay, well having double life in the Loam against miracles is pretty good. Well, let's play our Dark Depths and pass the turn. Now they can no longer play Jace this turn. If they have it. And if they don't have a Swords to Plowshares, we get to win the game. Aren't likely as Swords to Plowshares, as evidenced by them not conceding the game. Let's go ahead and make our dude and see if it works. Alright, it worked. So I have to think it's miracles because of the accumulated knowledge. So a lot of these decks do play back to basics, but we do have a lot of basic lands, and most of our lands at tap are being one use doesn't matter. So I think we're gonna bring in the Azusa here. I think we're gonna sideboard out 3 Living Wishes and bring in the Dark Depths and the Thespian Stage. Because it's a matchup where we I feel like we want the density of those lands in our main deck. We still have a Living Wish, so we still have access to our sideboard. It'll of course be in our opening hand because we boarded down to 1. Alright, let's turn 1 Chalice for 1. With a life and loam, start buying back lands. Let's see what the opponent has. Alright, so they're likely spell piercing this, so let's start with Mox Diamond. Cool, it resolved. Thespian Stage, Chalice on 1. They're gonna counter this, and that's fine. Spell Pierce, Brainstorm. Oh! They do not have the counterspell in hand already, so Chalice might resolve. Chalice resolved, okay. Well, I wasn't prepared for the world in which Chalice resolved. And we picked up an Azusa. That's pretty good for us. So let's go ahead and cast this. Pick back up just Ghost Quarter. Alright, I think we just pass. We could Chalice for 0, but I don't think that gets us there. But probably casting Accumulated Knowledge here. Double Snow Basic, alright. We might be getting back to basics. Looks like we are not. Alright, our turn. See what Life in the Loam turns up. Karakas and Windswept Heath. Yes, please. Alright, so the opponent's going to click us and probably be a little surprised. They took another Chalice of the Void. Okay. That seems fine. Alright, let's Life in the Loam with these two targets. Well, Karakas is a surprise uncounterable answer to click, so I think I'm good with doing this for now. Fetch here. Get Snow-Covered Forest and cast Life in the Loam again. Just targeting the Windswept Heath. Yep. Next turn we'll see if we can resolve Azusa into our 3 lands. Bach to basics. Ooh, the second Accumulated Knowledge, definitely better than the first. And take a hit for 3 here. We're gonna dredge. Crop rotation, Elvish Spirit Guide, Dark Depths. Dark Depths. Don't mind if I do get a Dark Depths. So let's start with Azusa. Azusa resolved, so now we're gonna play Windswept Heath. Fetch. We're gonna cast Life in the Loam, which will probably be counted. Both those. Switchy. Knowing it's countered, we'll just drop this Karakas on the table and pass the turn. It resolved. Okay. I was not prepared for that. Go and play Dark Depths and pass the turn. Oh. We had one more land drop that turn. Should have also played a Wasteland. I miscounted. A mistake. So we're going to take 3 damage we don't have to take here. And they have to find a 3 mana instant speed way to answer this Dark Depths. Do it around 5s against. Maelstrom. Well, I don't know what they're on. If I knew that Karakas was backbreaking, I'd keep this, but I think we have better hands available in our deck. And I think this is one of them. I think we actually bottom the Spirit Guide. Yeah, definitely. Especially with 2 mana on turn 1, we're looking at a turn 3 combo, so we're going to keep. Elvish Spirit Guide. Okay, opponent choosing what to put on their bottom. Good luck, opponent. We're checking in. We are recording. Beautiful. Our plan here is we're going to go ahead and try and Chalice the Void our opponent. They're on 5. They might be on something like Red-Black Reanimator, if they're going so low. If so, Chalice the Void on 1 on the play is pretty good. Question is, do we want to do it off? I think we want to do it off a Wasteland, since being off a basic forest doesn't help at all. So play Mox Diamond, discard, Wasteland. Chalice is going to resolve because opponent is auto-passing. So Chalice the Void on 1. Go ahead, opponent. Find out what our opponent's doing. Next turn we'll cast Sylvan Scrying, and the turn after that we'll cast Sylvan Scrying. After that, we'll make a 20/20 and hope that it's good enough. Opponent playing nothing in passing leads me to believe that we may have caught Reanimator with our hand in the cookie jar. Sylvan Scrying. Snap resolves. We're going to go ahead and go get Thespian Stage. And pass turn. The reason why you get Thespian Stage is because it produces mana, so if they daze or something equivalent. Alright. So we're going to Sylvan Scrying again. And we're going to get Dark Depths. Play Dark Depths, and we're going to pass the turn. Alright, it's turn 3. We have won the game. Alright. I don't really have a board plan against Reanimator. So I guess we're going to bring in this Bog. I think it's too slow to try and tutor for with Living Wish. Which means we cut a Living Wish. I think we bring in Azusa to enable a faster combo, meaning we cut another Living Wish. Do we bring in Tormod's Crypt is the question. We can cast a turn 2 Karn and go get it. So I think we're going to leave it in the board for this go. Next game, on the play, we might bring it in, because then it might be fast enough. Keeping in mind, of course, the opponent might not even be on Reanimator. We are basing that on the fact that they mulliganed low and then didn't play a spell after we put a Chalice into play. I'm actually going to go ahead and bring in the Spyglass as well. And cut 1 life from the Loam. I don't think we're going to be grinding. I think we need to combo fast. So I made a couple changes there after pondering for a moment. Possible we should bring in the Tormod Crypt as well. Trinisphere is a very good tutor target as well. But we'll see. Having 4 Chalice is kind of nice. Definitely do not want to put 1 in the board to find with Karn. The kind of card you want to play on your first turn if possible. Alright, let's see what it looks like for game 2. A little awkward. We want this in our deck to work with the crop rotation. Do you have turn 2 Karn and a Karakas? Do not have a green source though. I'm going to go ahead and keep this if they're not Reanimator, which they did mulligan to 6. This is going to be pretty medium, but we can still cast a Karn no matter what. So opponent leading on planes. Aether Vial. Okay, so they're Death and Taxes. Interesting. Okay. Green source would be very welcome then. Alright, we're going to go ahead and lead on... I think we're just leading on Bog Pass. Doesn't really matter whose graveyard. Really like to draw a forest. Actually, Mox Diamond is the card we'd like to draw. Death and Taxes, eh? That explains why Chalice of the Void is pretty good. They definitely are very smart to hide their information. We will be changing our boarding plan a little bit. We don't need access to this Bojuka Bog, for example. Right. Might Wasteland us off of it, which would be kind of hilarious. So let's go ahead and fetch. Get a regular forest. Cast Life in the Loam. Then we'll pass turn. So we hid Karn the Great Creator game 1, so our opponent does not know we can currently cast a Karn the Great Creator. See if they have a second Giver of Runes. Looks like it. Maybe it's Mother. Nope, definitely Giver. Ren 6 is a hell of a magic card. We draw another crop rotation, we combo in 2 turns. But there's Wasteland, so... Karn turning off Vial is pretty nice, though. So we almost certainly are going to be playing City of Traitors. And then Wishing with Karn. If our opponent Wastelands us, since we have our green source back, we will probably crop rotation it into an Ancient Tomb and then play City of Traitors and still play Karn. So opponent has 3 lands up, attacks for 2. Yep. Draw step. Paragon Dredge. Mox Diamond. Oh no, that's not the card we wanted to get rid of. Oh well. So we can float a black here, float a white. Crop rotation. Or float a green, sorry, not a white. This crop rotation is going to grab Ancient Tomb. Play City of Traitors. And cast a card. See if opponent activates Vial in response. Yep. Remembers that Karn's also a Stony Silence. Has nothing to put in on 2. That's pretty good for us. We even play Ramunap, ironically, but not intentionally. This is fine. Okay, so it looks like we get a Karn. Go ahead and Wish. I don't think it's Crucible of Worlds. Yeah, I think it's Liquimetal Coating. Since we have the second Karn. We won't be casting it this turn, but we will be casting it next turn, even if they have a Thalia. So if they can blink our Karn, they can use their Vial. They're probably attacking Karn for 2. They have their own Karakas. Draw. Draw step is Life from the Loam. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cast that one. Targeting Thespian Stage, Ancient Tomb, Wooded Foothills. I'm going to play a Thespian Stage. We'll sacrifice that. Play Liquimetal Coating. And we're going to take away one of their lands. See, they kill Karn here, but then we get to play another Karn. So we're building up to being able to combo with the 2028. So we'll attack this Karn down, unlocking their Aether Vial. Yep. Still in the middle of combat, opponent. This combat opponent plays a land and casts a Jet. We are not too scared of a Jet. Let's go ahead and dredge. Ooh, Dark Depths. I can get behind grabbing a Dark Depths. So, if we grab Dark Depths this turn, nah. I'm into playing another Karn the Great Creator this turn. Taking away another one of their lands and passing the turn. Playing the combo in about 2 or 3 more turns. Next turn we'll take away their planes and then Wasteland them. And then they'll be on no lands. They cannot equip this Jet. Alright, we won the match. Hello everyone, it's Alex here with Lucksack Games, and we're getting ready for round 6 of the Modern Challenge. Through the magic of editing, you don't have to wait in between rounds to watch the timer tick down like I do. So, in about 15 seconds, we'll face our opponent. Once again, in case you skipped to this match, we are playing mono green lands and Legacy. It's a bit of a brew of my own. That's a Chalice of the Void lands deck. See how it fares in this round 6. We're currently 3-2. If we can make it 4-2. Winning the die roll is a big help in our Chalice of the Void deck. I'm going to keep this. What this hand does goes City of Traitors, Mox Diamond, Pitching Forest, Float 2, Drop Rotation. If the opponent forces this, they do. Okay, we're gonna exile Elvish Spirit Guide and Life from the Loam, both of these back. Both of these back. Okay. Perfect. Alright, we're gonna yield to this turn. For the next 2 turns, we will be dredging the Life from the Loam to see what we can turn out. In 2 turns, we do get to cast Karn as well. So opponent forced pitching Brainstorm. That doesn't really tell us much about their deck. It's alright, doesn't look like opponent got much information about ours either. See if opponent counters this. Alright, cool. We'll dredge it again next turn. Find out what our opponent's going to play. Snow-covered island ponder. Alright, so Chalice of the Void would have been very good. It looks like our opponent is Miracles. Ooh, if they cast second cantrip and tap down. Ooh, swamp. Alright, well, let's hope they don't have another Force of Will. All the fact that we have Chalice of the Void kinda gigs up. Alright, so let's go ahead and cast this. We're gonna go ahead and wish. Yes. Go ahead and grab Liquimetal Coating. Pass the turn. So next turn we get to Life from the Loam and Liquimetal Coating, so that's pretty good. We won the game. Alright, let's begin sideboarding. Alright, so Chalice of the Void looks like it's going to be pretty good. Apparently looks like they have a lot of basic lands, so Wasteland's not going to be super stellar here. But they probably are also a Wasteland deck, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. I've been really loving bringing in this Azusa. I'm feeling like these Living Wishes just shouldn't be in the deck, and maybe we should just be playing 2 Azusas. Very possible. Alright, so we didn't get to see very much of the opponent's deck because they did scoop in a timely manner. I think I like our configuration being like this. Not a big change. Cutting the 3 Living Wishes. Bringing in a few of the wish targets. And the Azusa. And our lands. Karakas on the board still seems fine. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Karn grab Liquimetal Coating is a pretty strong line. The reason why you go with Liquimetal Coating is you don't find yourself losing to Daze or Spell Pierce. And you still take away a land per turn, and after 2 turns you can probably Lattice lock them anyways. Also, their Astrolabe, of course, is turned off because Karn is Stony Silence for some reason. I love that they printed colorless Stony Silence, mainly because Karn is currently my favorite card in Magic. Part of why we're playing this deck definitely is because I wanted to exploit Karn. So, opponent. Well, we're going to keep this. See if opponent expects Chalice on one. We did turn one over with our Dredge, so they should expect it. Astrolabe, okay. Well, we can pay for a Daze currently. That was a pretty decent draw. Go ahead and play Chalice of the Void. See if it resolves. That's a Force of Will. Yep. Pitching another Force of Will. That is perfectly fine with us. We will pass the turn. So next turn we will play a Thespian stage. Interesting. Wrenn and 6, yes. Shouldn't be surprised to see Wrenn and 6. We're going to yield through this turn. We're going to hope that they don't have Wasteland. And we get to get them on next turn. So, Thespian stage. Sylvan Scrying. And we'll go get Dark Depths. Alright, next time we get to put a 2020 into play. Let's hope it's good enough. If it isn't, we do have this Life from the Loam. Alright, probably brainstorming here, yep. Trying likely to find Wastelands of their own. We're hoping that they miss. They don't have to Wasteland this turn, they do get to wait till next turn. They could have Echoing Truth. Echoing Truth gets us either way, though. I'm main phasing this 2020. Am I? Then I get got by Jace. If I had a second Soul Land, I'd probably be tempted to just do the Karn. Alright, we're going to play Dark Depths and pass the turn. If our opponent has Wasteland, it delays us a turn, and if they have Jace, it's really bad for us if we make the token. Because Jace kind of gets to run away with the game. I don't know if they have Wasteland here. If they cast a Brainstorm, we will be making something in response. Yep. So since they can no longer Wasteland us, we're going to let this Snapcaster Mage resolve. We're going to let Brainstorm go on the stack, and we're going to make a 20/20 in response. Hopefully this is good enough. Keep the one with no ice counters. Yep. Okay, opponent. Let's see what you got. You have 20/20 Flying Indestructible. We cannot currently cast Life in the Loam, but there's a very convoluted line that allows us to. Karakas, no! No, that is so bad for us. Okay, well. Much success for sorcery speeding it, that's for sure. Surgical and Chalice of the Void. Yeah, that's fine. Ironically, we can now go grab it with our Karn Great Creator. That's kind of great. So opponent's definitely going to have to take a peek at our deck to find out what the heck we're doing here. Okay, so we're going to float 2 here, play Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter ourselves. Yep. Get a green source. I say we Life in the Loam. Bring back our combo. See if your opponent has second Surgical. They do not. So next turn, we get to put Karn into play. So that seems pretty good. Sure. We do not get to put Karn into play anymore. They will be taking that away. Darn, we probably had this game if we just didn't get angsty there about them being tapped out. We should have waited till end of turn. They still would have played the Karakas. It's the Jace. Yep, usually you want to use that first so that you can ditch some of the lands, but it's not really going to matter since opponent can't fetch this turn. Our turn. Draw. Since they are tapped out, since they're tapped out, there's a good chance that I'm just going to accelerate this out by a turn. So having this force doesn't really matter at this point. So let's go ahead and crop rotation it. And we grab Ancient Tomb. Alright, let's pass turn. We can now also make Thespian Sage into a basic if they are playing Wasteland. Doesn't really matter since it still disrupts our combo though. So our plan now is to put our combo into play. Wasteland them. Hope it's good enough. Sure. Renin 6 is about to ultimate. And if ultimates, they will have Force of Will on lock. They know our whole hand because they've surgicaled us. Ponder. Game phase pre-combat. Access for 2. There's no reason to make the Thespian stage a basic at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead and draw. Draw for turn. No reason to make it a basic, but definitely a reason to make it a green source. So, green blue, I guess, is marginally better. Not much. Thanks, opponent. So, draw for turn. Guess we dredge instead. Okay. We put depths in play. Nope. Green colorless, hurting us a little bit faster. Hopefully opponent doesn't have additional Snapcaster Mage here. Ghost Quarter, Dark Depths, Wooded Foothills. These 3. And I will pass the turn. Alright, so we now have all the tools we need in order to beat this, assuming that they don't have a Swords to Plowshares. Which currently would not surprise me. Okay. Opponent has Force of Will on repeat. Oh, a Surgical Extraction on repeat too. Bringing life from Loam, that's fine. Having both Ghost Quarter and Wasteland in hand is pretty good here. Kind of annoying that they get to use Ponder as well. So since it has Retrace, this will resolve by going back into the graveyard. Opponent's likely surgicaling us several times. Additional Renin 6. The same Polluted Delta they've been playing with all game. And all it takes is one fetch sometimes, guys. Alright. Likely opponent can answer this 2020. We're hoping they can't. Flashing back Ponder, probably. That's fine. I guess we can just yield, but there's nothing I can imagine they'll do that requires our input. Okay. Go to 4. Best draw here, definitely Mox Diamond. Discard this. I don't think there's a way out of this. Unfortunately, that Snapcaster is going to attack us for 2, and that's going to be a... So, us blowing it earlier definitely punished us. See, opponent's going to flashback Surgical again. Pretty hot interaction, I will say. All the opponent has to do is pass their turn and attack us for 2. We have to make a 20/20 in response, and then we're dead to run into 2 and 6 and 2. Yep. Okay, I think we can concede the game. We're going to pretend that that was the line. Okay, so opponent has a lot of surgical extractions. A lot of surgical extraction. It's the same one. They're just using it a lot. Okay. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Living Wishes and cut a Dark Depths and a Thespian stage. I think that's the only change I want for the last game. See if we can assemble a fast combo or put a Chalice into play fast enough to really affect our opponent. Our opponent is clearly a deck full of 1-drops, which makes Chalice of the Void at its maximum power level. We would like to play first. We'd like to have a Chalice we can play on 1. Do we Chalice on 1 or do we Karn on 1? I guess we Chalice on 1, and then if it gets countered, we try again. That seems good. So, Chalice of the Void on 1 is not countered. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and play this Mox Diamond. Discard Wooded Foothills. And pass turn. Next turn we'll play Karn the Great Crater and wish for Liquimetal Coating and see if we can kind of cheese this game out. Azusa lost but seeking. Sorry Azusa, you're not what we're looking for at the moment. Pass Karn. Alright, Karn resolves. Let's see what we go get. We won the match. Alex here with Lucksack Games, and we're here for round 7 of the Legacy Challenge. We are currently X and 2 going into this round. We are a Chalice of the Void land stack, so looking forward to seeing what we're playing against next round. See how it goes. Let's win some die rolls. Did we get there? Did we win the die roll? We did. Oh no, it's the guy that played super slow first round, so he's likely on a control deck. We're gonna keep this. So turn 1, we're gonna put them to the Force of Will test by putting our entire combo into our hand. We're going to double Mox Diamond. Discard Wasteland Ghost Quarter. Ancient Tomb, Living Wish, Sylvan Scrying. So. Mox Diamond. Would you like to counter an opponent? If they counter any Mox Diamond, we are super happy. Mox Diamond. Opponent's considering countering this one. Let's find out if they do. Alright, so we're going to discard Wasteland. Play Ancient Tomb. Cast Living Wish. See if this gets a Force of Will out of them. Wonder if they're concerned about like a Tormod Thalia or something. See what we got here. So let's see. This will provoke a Force of Will. Okay, this is fine. We're going to Sylvan Scrying anyways. We're going to pitch Snapcaster Mage. See if they have a second Force of Will. And then we're one piece away from winning the game. We have equal Thespian stages. Alright, there we go. So that was our turn 1. If the opponent did not have Force of Will, we'd have had our entire combo. Instead, we had to settle for only having half of it. Snow-covered Island seems good to us. Living Wish is amazing. Play this. Cast Living Wish. Opponent is unlikely to be able to counter this unless they have another Force of Will. Let's see what we got. Living Wish looking pretty good this game. Although depending on which pieces these Living Wishes had been, we might have just had the combo without it. Opponent's likely letting a Sylvan Scrying resolve. Well, let's see what we got here. This is the opponent that did take forever on the clock, so we're ahead almost 2 minutes here. They do have Force of Will. That's fine. So we just pass the turn. Opponent with 3 cards in hand, 2 cards in hand. We have Crop Rot. That'll do it if it resolves. So we do have to go a little deep in order to try and make it resolve, but I think that's okay. If they tap out for Mentor here, that would just be ideal. A little unfortunate. We're going to have to do it in the face of counter magic, which is terrible. Floating here to try and play around whatever, Spell Pierce, I guess. Alright, Dark Depths. Okay, opponent, do you have Swords to Plowshares? This one. Are you actually level 1, or do you also have... Okay, good. Got the first game. Okay. Opponent looks like they're on Miracles. Sorry, heart racing a little bit there, because, of course, you know, we kind of went all in. No Chalice, had to dodge Swords to Plowshares. So, man. Azusa. Can I talk about this Azusa for a moment? Living Wish. Showing off how good it was that game. But also showing how counterspells were very good against us. And we can make them very bad. So let's just go ahead and take out these Living Wishes. Wasteland's not stellar against them, but it does answer a Karakas. We didn't show them Karn, which is pretty amazing, so let's see what we can do for game. I think we played that pretty well. Got kind of lucky to draw a number of Living Wishes that we did in order to get our combo piece. Or attempt to get our combo piece. And at least incite their Force of Will, so that when we crop rotation, they didn't have Force of Will then. Force of Will on a crop rotation is a clean 2 for 2, which is not something you want to do against these control decks. You want to try and grind advantage where you can. Forcing them to take 2 cards, for example, on the Living Wish is amazing, because you spent 2 mana to effectively Hymn to Torak them. However, like, spending a whole bunch of resources to get out of Karn, and then having it Force of Willed feels real bad. Alright, so they'll be on the play. I'm going to keep this. 10 has very minimal interaction. If it draws any double land, though, it is a turn 1 Karn. Chalice of the Void's an amazing draw here. Mox Diamond's less than stellar. We already have a couple of those. Let's play one, see if they interact. Ideally, they Spell Pierce this. Alright, so we're going to discard Wasteland. Play another one. Discard Thespian Stage. Play Thespian Stage, and then we're going to... Yeah. I mean, it's very likely they have interaction on one, but it's potentially not. Let's see if it's something that interacts with the Karn. There's Force of Will, there's Spell Pierce, there's a million things that stop us here. Yep. Here's a Spell Pierce. Yep. We're a Dark Depths draw away. Yeah, we have some options. Obviously, the land off the top is the best. You know what? I'm in. See if they swords this. It does not care about our 1-2. Unfortunately, gets to resolve Brainstorm. Dark Depths? No, we sideboard out Dark Depths. So we're going to cast Living Wish here in order to try and get a counterspell out of their hand. Because they know that we have Dark Depths in exile. So let's see what they have. I'm a little scared that they're considering letting this resolve. We really don't want them to let this resolve. If this is just cast Force Negation, that's pretty good, because then Life from the Loam becomes great. Brainstorm in response, we're hoping they hit Force. Alright, actually level 1. Hit the Force of Will. We're rooting for you to hit the Force of Will. This is the only Living Wish left in our deck. Good news is, if this Living Wish does resolve, we will grab Ramunap Excavator and play all the lands in our graveyard. Looking like, oh, okay, they are going to force it. Good, we got our wish. I'll trade this for a blank Snapcaster if they want to do that. Okay. So, 3, Mentor probably. Yep. Mentor no follow-up play is pretty decent for us. Life in the Loam is great. Unfortunately, they have all basics. But that's okay. Opponent might force this. It's the right play if they have it. Thespian Stage, Wasteland, Snow-Covered Forest. Yield through the turn. We're hoping to mill over Dark Depths. Because now we can make a Dark Depths token with Azusa in play every turn. Surgical on Life from the Loam. Seems like a reasonable play. Opponent also gets to take a peek at the deck. Make a token, but now they're down 2 cards in hand. I'm feeling like if we do manage to hit the Dark Depths, we're in a pretty good position. And also currently counting our Dark Depths, I'm sure, and finding out that counting the Living Wish was not necessarily the correct play. So let's see. Karn the Great Creator is pretty good here because we can immediately play an Ensnaring Bridge with 0 cards in hand. So let's see if we can do that. Opponent starting with a cantrip. That is not what we want to see. I'm going to turn off auto yields because these Thespian stages might want to become copies of things. Fun fact, a Thespian stage copying a basic forest will untap through a back to basics. We are not going to block this attack for 5. We're also not going to attack into their 1/1. Attack here. See what they've got. I know we've got is almost a solid 5 minutes on the clock over them. Second surgical on Karn. See, that I agree with. Very unfortunate. Okay, so they definitely should have done this after blocks. Because now I'm all in on hitting a Dark Depths. I'm definitely blocking with Azusa. Okay. Store Dark Depths, or any variation thereof. I'll take the actual land itself. Alright, we're going to pass to this turn. At their end step, we're going to try and make it. Okay, fourth land. Opponent attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5. This is fine. Gets us down to 12. Almost certainly has Swords to Plowshares here. Let's go for it. Just Dark Depths to keep. We're going to try and keep it 20/20. But it does have the swords. Alright, so we need to rip another Dark Depths. We don't want to copy anything. We have Karns left in our deck. We want the ability to search, which costs 2, and copy, which costs 2, which means we lose 1 land. Okay. Let's go ahead and Thespian stage, copy Wasteland. And then Wasteland their Flooded Strand. And then pass the turn. Okay, the opponent did not get a land with that. That Wasteland did just straight up destroy it. Into 2 is not what we're looking for. Any advantage to playing it out? I do not believe so. So let's go and yield through this turn. Our life draws are Sylvan Scrying is a great one. Wasteland's a very medium one, but that one we will go ahead and put into play. We can change Thespian Stage's name to Wasteland at instant speed. That's a scary draw. Alright, I believe we have one more turn in order to try and get this. Alright, opponent got a A-space smash face, and then it's our turn. Let's draw. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, let's float a green. We can just hard cast Force Negation on their turn, so let's go ahead and do it now. Please don't have counterspell, opponent. Alright, let's pass the turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, needs 2 spells in order to kill us. 2 spells kills us through blocking, so there's no point in blocking, right? 5, 2, 3, 4. So, you don't have to take any damage. Yep. Cool. Still at 8. I'm gonna do it again. Copy of target land. We don't want to destroy it. Alright. We're gonna keep the one that's gonna make it 2020 and hope they don't have yet another Swords to Plowshares. They have yet another Swords to Plowshares. So at this point, I don't think we have outs to win the game. Fine. Kill so damn fast. I'm gonna go ahead and Chalice on 1. And pass the turn. We will pay for that. Yep. We got another monk out of that though, so that was pretty smart. Need to avoid the trigger. So we need to draw a Dark Depths Thespian stage and avoid it, and we did not. Alright, so game 3. Should have made them kill us since they're so low on clock. Let's see. I'm gonna bring back in the Living Wishes and hide a Dark Depths. That way there's Dark Depths in our board. And it's hidden. I still have Wish for Ramunap Excavator, Reclamation Sage, so we had answers to the back to basics. But it looks like we conceded to it, for the most part. So, got a game 3 here. Let's see what we got. Ideally, we have Chalice for 1 into a quick Merit Lage, but we'll see how that goes. What our deck's hoping to do. Opponent getting the maximum amount of value out of their league. So let's see what we got here. Fast Karns are bad for their deck too. Wish we had a way to answer a mentor that wasn't have no cards in hand with an Ensnaring Bridge. I think Ghost Quarter to answer their basic planes is a joke because I think they play 4 basic planes, 7 basic islands, 1 tundra. Which kind of makes Wasteland really bad too, which is why Ramunap Excavator is right there. Yep. It's a hard one. So Chalice of the Void's amazing. I'm gonna keep this. Chalice of the Void is amazing. This hand is amazing. If we get Force of Will, this is going to be very, very bad. Fetch, Snow-Covered Forest, Crop Rotation. Moment of Truth. Crop Rotation. An instant. It costs a green. If you got opponent. Are you a mad lad and gonna let this? There we go. Let's say you're gonna let this resolve. So if we draw another green source, we get to try again. We definitely didn't want them to have the force there. Pitching accumulated knowledge is pretty good if this game goes long, though. Wasteland, obviously, we'd love to pitch to something, but let's see what we can. Another land. Ancient Tomb is literally just the ideal. So there's a Chalice for one. See if that gets another Force of Will out of their hand, or if that's just going to resolve. We did, so let's find out. Second Force of Negation. Okay. Pitching Ponder this time, so opponent's down to 3 cards in hand. We'd very much like to draw a Forced. Actually, yeah, a Forced is fine. Of any sort. Including Mox Diamond, currently? Yeah. Draw. Karakas is not exactly what we were looking for. And play Wasteland and pass the turn. Really need a green source, unfortunately. Fetching basic planes to play around this Wasteland we have in play. This is a mentor that's pretty bad for us. Back to basics is not too much of a concern at the moment. I think we have plenty of lands at the moment. Let's see what the opponent does. Looks like that's all they have. So let's draw a green source. I mean, if we're talking about next best things, I'm okay with that. The melting off counters is a very real cost now, so we don't want to just do that willy-nilly. Accumulated knowledge, Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Brainstorm, sure. Hoping they miss on a fetch and don't hit much relevant action. Nothing against our opponent, we're just still... I don't know if we're hoping for the green source. I think we're hoping on Chalice of the Void on 1 into Thespian stage. So, see if we can get that to happen. I think green source does get us Thespian stage through Sylvan Scrying. So, let's see if we can make that happen, potentially. A full 4 minutes ahead on the clock of our opponent. Play Fudge Strand, attack us for 2, and pass. Karakas is not to bounce our own Dark Depths token. Should have kept in Ghost Quarters and taken out Wastelands. Opponent cracks us for a Tundra, we're gonna Wasteland it immediately. See if they go for it. They did not. Going for it during their main phase, which means they're probably playing a Jace out here. Ooh. Getting a Ponder back for free. Pretty good. I'm fine with taking this away. We did it in combat so they can't cast any useful spells with it. Okay, going back to our turn. Dark Depths. I did not want Dark Depths anyways, I wanted this card. Right, so we're gonna go ahead and cast Sylvan Scrying. Forced Will untapped, so we're not too worried with this getting countered. Thespian Stage. Cannot play it this turn, but we can certainly play it next turn. We can Thespian Stage and cast Life in the Loam. That's pretty good. Chance we might be able to grind this back out through our opponent's double force hand. If one of those forces hadn't been there, I think we'd have been in a much better, well, obviously we've been in a much better position. Alright, so opponent has Snapcaster Mage, 4 lands, knows we just tutored Thespian Stage. It's potential that they are just dead to this, and that us putting Thespian Stage in play is just the game. That would be, of course, our ideal. Alright, so we're now 5 minutes ahead on clock when our opponent attacks us for 2. We go to 11. Post-combat, hopefully not a Mentor or Jace or anything. Okay. They have Force of Negation. They get to get us on this, and I think that's fine. Click cannot take lands anyway, so we don't have to worry about losing Thespian Stage. Okay. Let's go ahead and put Basic Force into play. And pass turn. Actually, second main. We're going to cast Azusa. Opponent likely has interaction. Find out. Alright, Thespian Stage, Wooded Foothills. Back Wooded Foothills, go down to 8. Snow Covered Forest. Pass turn. I'm gonna say if opponent does literally anything, we have to. Well, we don't have to make a 20/20 yet. We don't care about this attack. We care a lot about Azusa. We're at 6. Alright, so we are going to crop rotation, but we're going to crop away the Ancient Tomb. If they'd like the Surgical Ancient Tomb, they're going to find a surprise with City of Traitors. Find out. Hopefully they don't have Swords to Plowshares and Surgical, because that would be the game. Well, not necessarily, but very likely. Luckily we do have this Living Wish and a Dark Depths in reserve. So even if they Surgical all our Dark Depths, we have one hidden. Sorry, I do also have a 2-year-old that is very sad because it is nap time. Alright, crop rotation on the stack, opponent. What are we doing? What are we doing? The tanking. It's also possible that the reason why they were the last to finish every round is that they purposely let the clock run out or time them out when they were going to lose a game. If opponent does not have any interaction, we will be making 20/20 and hitting them with it. If opponent does have interaction, we will be bringing back Life in the Loam and literally putting the combo back on the table and passing back to them. That's the power of Azusa with Life in the Loam, is that we literally get to put the combo on the table every turn. Unlike Exploration, a single copy can only do it every other turn. Just one Azusa is all it takes. So, crop rotation is going to sit on the stack. If, let's see, Surgical on Life from the Loam. Like I said, this isn't excellent if they also have Swords to Plowshares. Okay. So the double land we're going to go get is City of Traitors. It will sacrifice itself, but we really don't want to take 2 more damage. We don't want to die to a couple surprise Snapcaster Mages, for example. So the Surgical will resolve. And a little surprised not to see them at least try for the Ancient Tomb. It's possible they still have our deck list open from when they Surgicaled us last game. Also possible we should have conceded in response to that, but I believe we made another 20-20 afterwards, so at least we gave ourselves the best shot to win that game. So let's see what we can do here. So what we're looking to do is resolve this crop rotation, get City of Traitors, make a 20-20. Opponent might also be noting that we do not have all our Dark Depths in the deck anymore. And if that's true and they have a way to remove this in a second Surgical, then they will be taking out City of Traitors, or Thespian Stage. Let's copy this. We're going to keep this one. Make a 20-20. Celestial Urge. Okay, that's a good one. Draw. Elvish Spirit Guide. That's kind of a medium one. Does allow us to pay for a Spell Pierce, though, which is kind of neat. Straight up forcing it. Okay. Well, then. We do need to naturally draw into the combo again. Opponent is probably favored from this point. See what their last card is. Looks like they're considering casting a spell during our end step. If they are able to cast a spell during our end step, I wonder what it would be. Probably another Snapcaster Mage. If it is another Snapcaster Mage, Elvish Spirit Guide not looking like the worst blocker in the world. Kind of crazy opponent had Force of Will for Living Wish as well. It is another, it's just a naked Snapcaster Mage. Well, kind of naked. They're going to Surgical our Living Wishes, I'm sure. Oh, alright, so the correct play is to Surgical Thespian Stage. Let's see if they make that. We're looking at our graveyard just like they are. Denied this one. So opponent's almost certainly putting Surgical on the stack. They do not know about Elvish Spirit Guide, as it was our draw step. Alright, they've Surgicaled the right one. It's a little unfortunate. This card in hand with Snapcaster Mage, it's crazy. Alright, we draw a Living Wish. Lock. We get a turn to try and do this. Oh my god, it resolved. Yes. Ensnaring Bridge. We need to buy turns. Hopefully opponent does not flash in Snapcaster Mage, which just straight kills us there. Curious if the opponent goes for us or the Karn here. Us. That's not great news. Does mean this is why I like having Darksteel Citadel on the board sometimes with the Karn. Because now we would really like to draw a land to be able to play this through Spell Pierce. A different land. So we're going to cast Ensnaring Bridge. Opponent's going to force it. Right. See if we can find a 1-mana blocker. I don't think we have anything. Tormod's Crypt, Crucible of Worlds, yep. Take a Liquimetal Coating. The only way we casted those to kill ourselves. Casting Elvish Spirit Guide there also kills us. I don't think there's a way we really could have won this game, so opponent's got it. Well played. So we fall to X and 3. Alex here with Lucksack Games, thanking you for enjoying our video today, and if you'd like, please subscribe, hit that like button, and comment if you'd like to see another video. Your support is what makes this happen. Thank you so much, and have an awesome day.